The beginning of our forever. My name is Emily Carter, and this is the story of my marriage, a story of love, distance, silence, and rediscovery. When I first met James, I never thought our love would face storms strong enough to break us apart. But life has a way of testing the promises we make. It all began 6 years ago, on a quiet autumn morning in London. I was working as a nurse at St. Mary's Hospital. My days were long, my nights were short, and my heart, it was tired but full of hope. James was a teacher, calm, patient, and full of dreams. He came to the hospital that morning, not for himself, but for his younger sister who had broken her leg in a car accident. When I entered the room, he was sitting beside her, holding her hand, whispering softly, "You'll be fine. Lily, I promise." There was kindness in his voice, something rare and comforting. When he looked at me, he smiled, a small, respectful smile that warmed something inside me. From that day, he started visiting the hospital often. At first to take care of his sister, later maybe to see me. Falling in love. Our story didn't begin with big words or flowers. It began with coffee cups, late-night messages, and quiet walks in the park. He would wait for me after my night shifts. Sometimes he brought breakfast. Sometimes he just waited to say, "You did great today." No one had ever said that to me before. I remember the night he first said, "Emily, I don't know where life will take me, but I want you to walk with me." I smiled, and my eyes filled with tears. That night, under the streetlight, I whispered back, "I will. I promise." A year later, we got married in a small church. It wasn't grand, but it was beautiful. My father held my hand, my mother cried softly, and James looked at me like I was his entire world. For a while, everything was perfect. We laughed a lot. We cooked together. We dreamed together. But as time passed, real life entered. Bills, deadlines, expectations, and responsibilities. The distance between us. James worked hard. He wanted to give me a better life, but in doing so, he forgot to live it with me. He came home late, tired, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Our dinners became quiet. Our smiles became rare. Our promises slowly faded. I tried to tell him how I felt. "James, I miss you," I said one night. He replied softly without looking up, "Emily, I'm doing all this for us." I knew he meant well. But love doesn't grow in silence. It grows in togetherness. Weeks turned into months. We slept on the same bed, but our hearts were oceans apart. Sometimes I'd lie awake, watching the man I loved drift further away from me. And I wondered, is this what marriage really means? To love someone silently while feeling unseen? When love feels heavy, the arguments began, not loud, but painful, about small things, the dishes, the bills, the missed calls. But deep down, it was never about those things. It was about feeling lonely while living together. One evening, I found him sitting in the dark, staring at old photos of us. I sat beside him and whispered, "Do you still love me?" He didn't answer immediately. Then he said quietly, "Of course I do, I just don't know how to show it anymore." That night I cried, not because he stopped loving me, but because he didn't know how to keep loving me the way he used to.